Let's have a look at couplings and perhaps slide rails as well. Maybe we'll look at the slide rails first. So the slide rails, I'll just maximize this. The slide rails are filtered by the slide rails supplier, although this is what's called a flat file database because there is only one table. This filter looks at all the manufacturers' names so that we can select by manufacturer. So we have Toshiba, Tico, Monarch, etc. Now we can simply edit the price here by typing directly into this grid if we wish, and our prices will be updated, or we can use a price update factor and apply that factor. A 10% increase would simply be a factor of 1.1, apply that factor, and all those prices have been updated by 10%. We also have another grid here which can be used to copy and paste into Excel. Now we can select all and copy the selected. Now that information has been copied, or that grid has been copied to the Windows clipboard, and I can now open Excel and paste that into Excel, where I could then say change the manufacturer's name, the designations, all the dimensions, because this is a copy of the complete table, including the date, and update it to a new set of slide rail information. I would then simply paste from Excel, or copy the information in Excel to the clipboard, just copy as usual and then paste here. Now this ID is important, and you will see that the slide rail IDs used are listed here. So Tico Monarch currently has the ID of 2, which is this column here. So I wouldn't want to duplicate that ID. So if I was to paste that back without changing it and say yes, you'll notice that the information here tells you that the ID manufacturer motor frame must be a unique combination for success. So we say yes and we'll end up with an error because it would create duplicate records in the database. So it's as simple as that. So if I was to first select all and then delete these items, I can then paste them back in from Excel because they will become unique again, and there they are again. So it's as simple as that. That slide rails couplings is a very similar setup. You have the grid on the right to copy and paste using Excel. We don't have actual IDs for the coupling table. The type and size are used to identify the individual records so that we don't get duplicates. So again, we can enter individual prices here, and we can copy this entire grid, paste into Excel, add new ones to the bottom, delete. We could just use this for the format. For example, we could copy selected, include the column headings for sure. Now we'd then paste that into Excel and delete all of these, and then start adding new ones underneath. And then we just paste from Excel again. And again, the type and size must be a unique combination for success. So if I say yes now, they shouldn't be pasted in. And that's right, we have an error message saying that the index or primary key, which are these IDs. So we say OK. Price update factors, apply factor, very similar. The only other thing that we've got here is the taper lock bush properties, so we'll show those. Now, in order to get this taper lock bush showing up in Centrix when we want to select a coupling from within Centrix, is to make sure that the type and size are identical with the type and size in this table. So that text there has to match exactly with that text there. This is the only disadvantage of using type names instead of IDs, that you have to make sure they are identical in every respect. So if you've entered some bushes and they don't show up, then that's the first thing you should be checking, that the type and size match this type and size in this table. Okay.